So recently, I was reading this short story by Anton Chekhov titled The Bet, in which one of the characters has to go through 15 years of solitary confinement to prove his point and reads a lot of books in the meanwhile and gains a tremendous amount of knowledge about multiple topics. I'm not gonna spoil anything else about that book, you can read it for yourself. So I decided, why not try this by myself but for 7 days? So here are the rules. Number 1, I'm supposed to stay in my room for 7 days and not get out until then. Number 2, I can only read books for most of the time. Number 3, I'll be supplied with limited ingredients to cook my own meals. Number 4, no mobile phone allowed. Number 5, no internet use allowed. Number 6, I can use my laptop but only for downloaded ebooks. Exception. Number 1, I can only go out to take a shower, use the restroom, or brush my teeth since doing neither of those is extremely unhygienic and gross. Also, a huge shout out to my mom for supplying me with the necessary ingredients and refilling water for me every day. Without this, I wouldn't have been able to complete this challenge, so thank you. Without any further ado, let's get started. The challenge started at 12 a.m. 17th of December, Sunday, but I slept at that time like I usually do. Then I woke up at 5:15, meditated, took a shower, and started the day off by reading an economics textbook. I decided to go back to the basics and learn the definition of microeconomics, Say's law, Keynesian revolution, and issues of modern macroeconomics. Then I started reading Capital in the 21st Century by Thomas Piketty, which I was almost done with. In between, I had my breakfast along with a cup of coffee. Then I read the book until 10:30 and almost completed it. After that, I read Twilight of the Idols, another book that I'd almost completed before, and completed it by 12 p.m. It was a masterpiece, like all of other Friedrich Nietzsche's works. Then I retrospected about what I read for half an hour. Then I cooked and ate my lunch, took a nap, and then read 3 notebooks worth of information from earlier books that I'd read and jotted down. And I'm glad that I still remember a lot of them. Spaced repetition does work, not gonna lie, along with 9 other techniques. I then read about my country's constitution and central bank until 6:30 after snacking on some peanuts and drinking a cup of coffee. At this point, my mental energy was pretty low after processing all that information, so I took another short nap, ate more peanuts and a banana, and started solving problems related to mathematics for economics. So I solved some problems of truth tables and set theory until 8 p.m. since they're easy. Then read Notes from the Underground by Fyodor Dostoevsky until 8:30, had my dinner, and slept at 9. Day 1 of 7 complete. Day 2. For some reason, I couldn't fall asleep the night before and only got 4 hours of sleep. I woke up with low energy, but after exercising and meditating until 6 and calming my mind down, I was able to focus on my next task, that is, reading an economics textbook, in which I read about monetarism, supply side economics, rational expectations theory, and new Keynesian economics. Then wrote a little bit of script for a future video. I then completed 2 books which I was almost done with, Capital and Notes from Underground. Both of them were quite interesting. After 10:30, I started reading a new book, As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. I completed more than half of it by 12:30 as it was quite interesting and easy to read. Then I had some lunch, took a nap, and read 1 long notebook worth of information that I jotted down while reading books until 3:30 p.m. After that, I had a light snack and some coffee. I then read more about my country's constitution and banking until 7 p.m. I then finished off some more set problems by 7:45, and after that read another novel of Dostoevsky, The Brothers Karamazov, until 8:30, and then went to sleep at 9. Day 2 of 7 complete. Day 3. Slept well, thankfully. Phew. Started my day off with an exercise and meditation like usual until 6 a.m. Then read about 3 macroeconomic paradoxes from an economics textbook and wrote some script for one of my upcoming videos till 7:30 a.m. Then I had my breakfast with a cup of coffee and read this book called Why Nations Fail until 10:50. Chapter 1 was quite interesting. It was about the history of colonizations of Mexico and US and how they led to economic differences between these countries, which we now know of. I then completed As a Man Thinketh and started with Nikola Tesla's autobiography, My Inventions. After 12:30, I had lunch and read two notebooks worth of information which I jotted down while reading books until 3:30. Then I had a snack and a cup of coffee, learned about Constitution and Central Bank until 6:30, solved math problems related to relations and rational numbers, and read the Brothers Karamzov until 8:30, and went to sleep at 9. Day 3 of 7 done. Day 4 started the day off as usual with exercise and meditation until 6, studied about monetarism and wrote the script until 7:30. Then I had my breakfast and then read three more chapters of Why Nations Fail until 11:30 with a few breaks in between, and man, I literally entered into a flow state while reading that book. It was quite compelling and has a lot of useful information. After that, I read a couple of chapters of My Inventions until 12:30. Then I had lunch, took a nap, and read two notebooks worth of information which I jotted down while reading books until 3:30. At this moment, I felt whether my routine was too monotonous or something. The only weird thing which I did was making a tier list of anime and video game waifus for no reason. But then I was like, who cares? Even though you guys literally exist. Then I had a snack and some coffee, and for some reason, I couldn't focus while reading about the Constitution. Read about the central bank until 6:30, then solved some math problems, and read the Brothers Karamzov until 8:30. While I was reading it, I was eating some dark chocolate which my mom gave me as a reward for surviving so long, and both her and I didn't notice it, but I found the taste of chocolate to be a bit weird. After eating two pieces, I turned to the back of the chocolate pack and found that it has some alcoholic content. So it's basically intoxicating myself while reading Dostoevsky. Maybe that's why I was identifying myself with Ivan Karamzov. After that, I had dinner, put the chocolate far away from me, and went to sleep at night. 4 or 7. Day 5, woke up at 5, exercised and meditated until 6, then read about Amartya Sen's capabilities approach to development, which is just brilliant, and then wrote some script until 7:30 a.m. Then I had breakfast and a cup of coffee, read Why Nations Fail until 11:30, again, more interesting chapters. And after that, read My Inventions until 12:30. After having lunch and taking a nap for a change, I decided to read about the Constitution and the central bank and then learn about functions until 3:30 p.m. Then I had a snack, drank coffee, and read two notebooks worth of information which I jotted down while reading books until 6:30 p.m. There were some really interesting information from books such as Wealth of Nations, Theory of Moral Sentiments, The Art of Thinking Clearly, and The Theory of Money and Greed. Oh boy. After that, I read the Brothers Karamzov until 8:30. Then I had dinner and went to sleep at 9. I realized that I had started getting bored of this, but I decided to press on since only 2 days are remaining. Day 5 of 7, done. Started my day off with exercising and meditating as usual until 6. Then I read about multiplier effect, then had my breakfast with a cup of coffee and read Why Nations Fail until 11:30 a.m. And while I was reading it, I again entered into a flow state which felt amazing. Then I read My Inventions and completed by 12:30 p.m. After a quick nap, I read about the Constitution and central bank and solved some math problems related to functions until 3:30 p.m. Then I had a snack and a cup of coffee and read one long notebook worth of information that I jotted down while reading books until 6:45 p.m. Even this notebook had information from some interesting books like Black Swan, Freakonomics, Super Freakonomics, and Think Like a Freak. Then I read the Brothers Karamzov until 8:30 p.m., had dinner, went to sleep at 9. I also did some sit-ups in between while being half naked, like say a Raguin. Day 6 of 7, done. Day 7, I started off with exercise and meditation as usual. Then I decided to do only 3 tasks for the day: complete my script for an upcoming video, complete Why Nations Fail, and complete the Brothers Karamzov. So I first wrote and completed the script by 7:40 a.m. Then I read Why Nations Fail until 12 and decided to take a break. For some reason, I was super hungry, so I decided to have an early lunch and even drank a cup of coffee. I decided to go above my limit of 2 cups per day just this once. Then I read Why Nations Fail Again until 3:15 p.m. and completed it. And man, was it an amazing book. It literally got me hooked into the stories of economic prosperity and poverty and how political institutions are the main reasons for them. Then I had a cup of coffee with a snack and just read 600 plus pages of the Brothers Karamzal in like 3.5 hours until 8:30 p.m. Yep, that was really some breakneck speed. I got the gist of the novel and its main themes, but looks like I need to, either read it again or watch some video related to it for a deeper analysis. Then I had dinner and slept at 9 p.m. After that, I woke up at 5:15 a.m., 24th of December, Sunday, realizing that I've officially completed the challenge. So here are 10 life lessons that I'd like you guys to take from this challenge of mine. Number one, the brain adapts. I'm pretty sure that even you guys can try out a challenge like this if you have the time, and in a couple of days your brain will definitely adapt to it. Number two, self-control is powerful. Thanks to me training my self-control every day, I had very few urges to use my phone or turn on the internet, but I didn't. And that shows how much my self control has improved. Number three, isolation is the best means to acquire knowledge. You can only truly get knowledge when you isolate yourself from the world and its distractions and focus clearly on the source of knowledge with only your mind, only you and your mind. Number four, learn to get used to boredom in a world full of stimulation and distractions. Number five, if you don't know what to do next, just sit silently and let your thoughts and imaginations, however they are, go wild. You'll find the answer. Number six, life is short, so challenge yourself to make it fun. Number seven, think, 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 just think. Number eight, necessity is the mother of invention. With limited things to do, I decided to use my brain and made reading more fun for me. And I also made a very economical use of the ingredient that I had to use to cook. I even did the dishes as I cooked in order to not waste time on it. Number nine, improve your concentration and exercise it daily. And number 10, have fun in whatever you do. Thanks for watching.